If you're interested in creating a series for your YouTube channel, there are a couple things we need to talk about. Now, series are fantastic because it allows you to take several episodes and connect them together. Each episode is going to have an individual point. So you're going to start to finish teach them something or show them something or give them access to something, and it's going to feel like a completed episode. However, you are going to then give them a shoot off of that in the next episode and the next episode and the next episode. Think of it like a TV show. You have a condensed episode in one period of time. So you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. They feel like it's a completed storyline. But that storyline then continues on into the next episode. So with a series, you are taking a connected thought line and putting it into multiple episodes, each with a start and a finish, a completed thought, one thing that they can walk away with and do, have learned, have experienced. But if they want more, they can then continue on and keep going through your series. Now, your series can be however long you want it to be. It can be short with just 3 or 4 or 5 episodes. It can have 20 episodes, whatever's going to work best for you. And your YouTube channel as a whole should have a pretty solid theme to it. You should have a niche and a specific area that you're speaking in. That's going to help you to grow faster, stronger, and better. But the series is going to allow you to really drive traffic through the entire thing. So I like to see series around 5 to 10 episodes unless you're doing something special. I'm right now launching a brand new series on one of my other YouTube channels. So this is my main channel where I teach you social media marketing. I have my author channel where I talk about the fiction publishing world. And then I have my puppy YouTube where I'm launching a brand new series for the 25 days of puppy Christmas cards. We're coming up to the holiday season. There's a specific number attached to it. So you can see it's a little bit more than what I would typically do with a 5 to 10 video series. This is a 25 day. I'm also doing a 12 version for the publishing world. And I am then in each episode creating one completed episode. They can start and learn something and go through an entire process and walk away with something really cool at the end. But then if they want more, then they can watch the next episode and the next episode and the next episode. So how do we make these series successful? Well, like I said, you want to pick a certain number. You want to have a catchy title that's going to get people's attention, something that they're going to understand and recognize. So with mine, it's 25 days of Christmas card ideas for you and your dogs, right? I've also, with my brand new shopping platform where I'm showing you Amazon deals and deals from other stores and like technology deals and all the things, I have mini series throughout that where you're going to see Amazon smart home finds, and you're just going to see multiple episodes of that within the umbrella of everything else that I'm doing. And so you have to have something that people understand. It's got to be very clear what they're getting. Amazon finds, puppy Christmas card ideas, 5 outfits to wear to your next book signing, things like that. Things that are very simple and catchy for people to stop the scroll and say, yes, I want to see what's up with this. Now, I typically jump into my series. Not always, but I typically jump into my series if it's something where they're individualized episodes and the through line isn't telling a story. So you don't have to know part 1 to understand part 2. With the Christmas cards, each one is a different Christmas card idea. So instead of saying this is the first episode, I just jump into welcome back to. In every single episode, there's no start, there's no definitive end, so it doesn't matter where they start in the series. If the series has a through line where you've learned this, now you get to learn this and build upon it here. Now you can very clearly say this is the first part, this is the second part, this is the next task. Or you can say if you haven't learned this already in the past videos, go and watch the playlist. So you want to make sure that you have that very catchy title and you want to make sure that you've got those through lines. Now, you also want to make sure that you are giving them enough information to understand that it's a series. Over and over and over again, repeat that this is part of a series. It's part of the 25 days of Christmas cards. It is part of the top outfits that you can wear to your book signing. It is part of the deals that you can find on XYZ platform. Tell them again and again throughout the course of this video so that they know that it's part of it, and always add them to a playlist and always link the playlist in your caption. Now, you also need to make sure that as you are creating this, that you have a flow to the episode, because if this is part of a series, it's not just whatever goes. You need to have a dedicated flow to your series. And before you even start creating your series, I recommend that you come up with a flow. You want a specific way to start your episodes. This is not necessarily an intro. It's not the same thing every time, but you're going to start off the same way by doing the same thing. So if you're standing in a specific location and you are, let me use my Christmas cards example. I am going to start in this actual setting right here. I'm going to have the blank wall here, and I'm going to be able to say, welcome back to the 25 days of puppy Christmas cards. Today we are doing a card that is involving reindeer antlers, and we're going to be playing reindeer games for our cards, and it's going to be really adorable. And then I go into the next section. I always started out the same way. I do not say the same things. I'm not showing them the same things, and I'm not using it as an intro to the show. I'm not wasting anyone's time. I welcomed them. Welcome back to this series. This is what we're doing today. Very clearly got right to the point. I'm telling them what's going on. And every single time they can expect to see the same thing. So they're going to see the same overlay. When I welcome them back, they're going to see the floating things in the different pictures to say the 25 days of puppy Christmas cards. They're going to see the same style of content that I am creating so that it feels familiar. Just like with a TV show, you typically see the same type of thing and then it goes into the theme song, right? So thus, we are doing the same type of intro. It's going to be different every time, but it's going to feel comfortable and familiar, and that makes people watch a little bit longer. But if it's the exact same thing, they're going to scroll through it and mess with your watch time. So don't make it the same every time, but have it the same style. Now, I mentioned theme songs. We don't want theme songs for our series. Theme songs waste people's time. They don't like it. If you want to have some type of theme, like I did, I used that overlay on the bottom. And so during my welcome, you can see the same visual, and that connects it and that introduces it, but I do not have a theme that wastes their time. However, there are sections of my videos that are the same video after video. For mine, it is instructional content. So in the Christmas card episodes, I start off by welcoming them, telling them what type of card we're doing, and it goes directly into how the series works. It is a very short, like 10-second clip where I am saying, you can do this with a real camera, you can do this with your phone camera, you can do this inside, you can do this outside, you can do it with multiple dogs, you can do it with one dog. I show how to construct this series. I added a little music to it because it was cute, but you don't have to. But you can reuse pieces of content if it is valuable every single episode. So you can create it once and reuse it if it gives the same information that they're going to need. So it should be very short, very condensed, very to the point, but communicates what they need to then take the next step. If they were brand new to the series or if they saw hit or miss episodes, this will remind them. From there, you're going to go through the rest of your flow. For me, I went through episodes where or parts of the episode where I talked about how to construct the photo shoots. And I showed the behind the scenes of what it looked like when I did it. And then I did the photoshopping, how I built the card, how I retouched the photos. I went through the actual in Photoshop version of how I created this and how they can do it as well. Then I had a wrap up where I was talking about, here's the final product, here's how you can do it, where you can get access to these different templates, all of these things. I direct them to my comments to get stuff from me and to get further information on the card that we created and then other episodes that they can be using and how they can use the other episodes. So for me, I did the Christmas cards. They're only going to make one card, right? But there's 24 more episodes. I told them how they can use those photo shoots. And I gave them all that information. And then I wrapped it up by letting them know there are more episodes. If you liked this, we're still doing more of these. And this is how you can be leveraging them, even if it's not what you're going to be using for your Christmas cards. And then I got out of the way. So every single episode is the same thing. You get an intro that is different, but has the same flow. You've got a section where I give the instructional information so that I don't have to say it over and over again. And it's going to be a very practical, very visual way of doing it. Then I give the behind the scenes information, the photoshopping information, and the wrap up. Now you have to pick a flow as well. Depends on what you're going to be doing. When I do things for my social media channel, I will introduce it. I will teach it. I will show practical applications of it and give you ideas on how to use things, and then I'll get out of the way. I have a flow to those episodes. If I were to do a fashion episode, it might be, these are outfits to wear to your book signings, right? And so I would hold up a pile of clothes and I would show these are the things, and then I would show how to use them and how to style them. I would go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and I would have some kind of clear through line. So these are the ones to use for the fall events. These are the ones to use for the spring event, whatever it happens to be. And that is going to allow you to have that comfortability with people as they're watching your show. Have a flow that people are familiar with. And this can change series to series. You may do more than one series. It doesn't always have to be the same. But within the context, you are going to then lead into your next episode. You are going to lead into your next episode, and you are going to be able to show them exactly what they need to know and get them to the next part. Your captions are going to be incredibly important, and your playlists are going to be incredibly important here. I do recommend having visuals that are going to be the same. So things that are slightly different than your normal YouTube videos. Have a specific lower third overlay where you can show people the visuals of it being the series. Have the title, have something interesting, have something different, and make it stand out just a little bit. You can still use your overlays to direct them to your social media and your text overlays and the things you usually use, but have something that spices it up a little, that's very visual to that specific series, and create that for each new series that you do. Now, how often should you be doing series? As often as going to resonate with your audience. I don't necessarily think you should go from one series directly into another series, directly into another series. Take a bit of a breather, go back to your normal content, because if you don't have normal content in there, it's not going to really feel like a series. It's not going to feel unique or special anymore, right? So you want to be doing this in a way that is going to get people's attention. Once a month, once every few months, when you find that you have a really good topic that you can do a through line with, do it then. Otherwise, treat things as your normal content. Not everything has to be a series, but series are really cool for getting a little bit of a boost. If you can get people into your first episode, you can get them into the rest of the episodes as well. And if you find them on random things, so let's say with my Christmas cards, people watch it this year, and then next year, all of a sudden, they jump in on like the 15th episode, they can see that there's a full series. They can go check those things out. And so you want to make sure that you are creating content that is going to be evergreen, that's going to get people's attention, and you're going to do it when you have a logical reason to do so. Otherwise, just treat them as normal episodes and continue with what you were creating without having the extra work of having a series. You can drive traffic to things that are going to be connected to it. But if you have something that back to back to back to back is going to be a good series for you, by all means do that. Now, series are going to be better when you do it in a short, condensed time. I do not recommend, if you are only posting once a week, that you are doing series. That's not going to work to your benefit to take 2 months to do a series. If you're doing a series and you only post once a week, this should be a specialized series where you're doing 5 days of content in a row. So that is 1 week you are putting up that content for them and then going back to the normal once a week postings. Series should be special if you are not posting every single day or multiple times a week. If it is going to last a long time, do it in a condensed amount of time, because if you do not, you are going to lose that viewership. They're going to forget that they're supposed to be watching it. They're not going to stick around an entire week to see the next installment of this. So make sure you do that in a condensed period of time. Series are fantastic for getting watch time on your channel and for communicating valuable information while getting in new viewers. So if you've got questions, let's go ahead and drop it down below. We are going to be monitoring those comments. I respond to everything that I see as quickly as possible. And we want to make sure we're helping you to build up what you're doing on your YouTube channel, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, and your other social platforms to make this your most profitable year ever. So now is the time to drop the questions, and we'll see you in the upcoming episodes.